anecdotal and scientific study of the mind have indicated a distinct correlation between genius and insanity. Mad scientists, tortured artists, some of history's most brilliant innovators have also been creepy weirdos. Edgar Allan Poe, Vincent van Gogh, Howard Hughes, Einstein, Beethoven, and Lady Gaga. They're all so good at what they do that we completely overlook the fact that they're total wackadoos. Marry your 13-year-old cousin? No big deal, keep it up with the amazing stories. Cut off your ear and give it to a prostitute. Whatever, you paint sunflowers like a pro. Live in a dark room for months, filling countless jars with your own pee. Hey man, you're just doing what it takes to revolutionize aviation. See what I mean? Level of insanity is directly related to level of brilliance, and the brilliance makes it okay. The stranger you are, the more important and influential. So I hope it's not too bold or egotistical to say, but I myself am batshit crazy. I am. My brand of crazy is obsessive-compulsive disorder. I am neurotic, specific. I get relief with exactitude and pleasure from perfection. But for me, it's a superpower because I'm a photographer, an artist. I have a really hard time making decisions. For me, it's not about washing hands, locking doors, or stepping on cracks. It is all about the decisions. That's me right there. Basically, making any decision will fill me with feelings of dread. I sweat. I get lightheaded, twitchy, and tense. I'll become convinced that making any wrong choice, no matter how small, will somehow lead to my imminent demise. I can almost hear a narrator's voice in the back of my mind saying, little did she know that ordering the salmon would cause her to hemorrhage from her eye. It's nuts. Every decision is a life or death decision when you can see disaster movie detail in your mind. Totally miraculous and completely unlikely ways that things could go wrong. Spontaneous tornadoes, bridge collapse, botulism, decapitation, resurrection of prehistoric germs causing total human extinction. Are any of these scenarios even remotely likely? Not at all. Do I still feel like they're probably all gonna happen anyway? Yup. That's my brand of crazy. But the other side of my OCD is that when things are perfectly aligned, I can feel it. Physically, mentally, chemically, when I pack a box of books and it looks like a perfect level of Tetris, I get a flood of positivity, confidence. I might be the slowest box packer on earth, but my boxes are always packed Tetris level 12. When I was a little girl, coloring inside the lines wasn't a choice, it was the path to feeling good. All art felt good, and it gave me an opportunity to focus my crazy in a way that was comfortable and safe. Now when I look through my camera, things make sense. There are boundaries, a box to fill, not with books, but with lines, colors, stories, moments. When what I'm looking at is perfectly balanced, I can feel it in my whole body. When it's just right, I know it. It's like I have a biological instinct for getting the perfect shot. OCD makes me a better photographer, and photography lets me make better use of my OCD. My mind is used to scrutinizing, overthinking things, focusing in on minute details, and when I access that part of myself with my camera, I can appease the crazy long enough to make decisions without fear of sinkholes, bankruptcy, or the occasional rogue bear. Photography saves me from myself. It balances my insanity with just a little bit of genius, and it turns a weakness into a strength. So with all the crazy that I know is out there, Poe, Einstein, Beethoven, Wright, it kind of goes without saying that at least some of you are a bit nutso yourselves. You are. I know it, you know it, and it's okay because it means that you're on the spectrum of brilliance. So to welcome you to the club, I would like to share with you my experience, my understanding of making crazy work for you. Notice everything. You can pick the world apart, obsessing about details that will somehow snowball into death by slip and fall toilet concussion. You could certainly do that. Psychologically, noticing everything is going to spread you thin, make you neurotic. But artistically, noticing everything means nothing gets by you. I try to make it about being perceptive, about thinking and anticipating, because when I notice everything, I can capture even the most fleeting of moments in once-in-a-lifetime photographs. Change your perspective. Those of us with crippling indecision have a tendency to try to see every side of every possible scenario. Now, mentally, once again, this is a losing game, but artistically, the impulse to see every side of something can yield the most beautiful results. You're not just finding the shadows, you're finding the light. You're an explorer, and the spirit of exploration lies in changing your point of view, in discovering something different because you yourself are different enough to see it for what it is. When I translate my compulsion for overanalysis into time spent looking at something ordinary in a whole new way, that's when I finally see it. Something abstract, something revolutionary. Choose your outcome. Poe could have just been a creepy cousin lover. Beethoven could have just been an angry deaf guy. Lady Gaga could have just been that girl in a meat dress and hooker shoes. But they all channeled their crazy into something bigger, something beautiful. At the end of my life, I want to know that I lived an adventure, that I refused to be limited by my recipe of issues. There's no evolution without risk or chance, so as uncomfortable as risk and chance might be to my worrisome, doubting mind, I have to push through it. Naturally, you're not going to get away from the crazy without a whole hell of a lot of effort. You have to actively navigate through the very worst parts of yourself. Tell yourself that logic dictates your reality, not fear. Tell yourself that there's no way a meteor is deliberately plummeting towards your specific living room. Tell yourself that when that rogue bear crosses your path, you will lasso that sucker and ride him to the finish line. Ride him through the fear of failure. Ride him through the insecurity and the batshit crazy to get to the relief, the satisfaction, and the absolute joy of knowing that you might be totally insane, but you are most certainly a genius too. Thank you, guys.